Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sacred Rainbow Warrior. Today, I'm talking about the new dating game of Divine Union. Done plenty of videos on twin flames, and I'm going to keep doing this because there's so much to share on this, and go into a different kind of depth on my sister channel, Prophecy Walkers, which is with my partner. So we have the one, two, three. We have our own individual ones, one, two, and our joint together one, the three. And that's our Divine Union channel. This is how it works. And our videos in there are completely different because we are about to share how we do things. We have a podcast as well, Walk the Squawk, where we share even more. And it's extremely funny, especially episode 4. Now, um, the thing is, right, we were speaking to a friend about this, and we've only just started to show ourselves and share our voice online. And from what we've heard, there's a lot of fakes out there. There's a lot of people sprouting that they live in divine union, but they're either single or they're splitting up or they're living a distorted life. And we see this especially in the Tantra community, because quite frankly, it's very difficult. I'm not going to lie, it's very difficult to work in divine union. And we've got to a stage where my partner and I, where we have refined it so deeply and so divinely that we can move through anything. And there are many different techniques on how we do this. And we're living it. It's actually possible. We're living it and we're not faking it. And we're ascending even more. Like, how do I say this? We're ascending more and more. The more work we do, the more higher consciousness we receive, and accessing gifts like widened intelligence, unlocking. People talk about the potential of our DNA, like that movie where um, he takes the pill and all of a sudden he has full access to his full intelligence and his capabilities. That's what's happening to me. That's I can feel that. I can feel that my senses have increased so much since I started doing this work about with Hazel 4 years ago. And we always talk about how people are not finding their twin flames because of this. If we talk about the 3D, this horrible dating game, like going on dates and dating agencies. I've done that in the past, but there's a next level dating game now through the universe. And if you watch my other video on the friend zone and how true friendship is built, true love is built through friendship, you can understand how difficult it is to find your twin flame, because initially your twin flame may look and feel like somebody who you're just friends with, but that's exactly how it's supposed to happen. And that's actually a wish I made before I met Hazel. I said the next woman I want to be in a relationship with, I wanted to be friends first so I can get to know her before I make a devotion to that level of love. And that's exactly what happened. And what most people won't confess, and this is from experience, most people won't admit this, is that there's only so far you can get on your own. I've met people that have adamantly, slammed the door in my face because they want to do it on their own, because they fear their own judgments and taking responsibility for their own shame of the masculine or of the feminine. But it's just a mirror. Everything is a mirror. Mirror work 360 degrees, 365, 24/7. It's always mirror work. And the way it's advertised on the internet is this emotional tourism, this glamour, this Instagram. It's like, look, I'm living like this, but we all know that's a lie. And I'm getting this information out because I'm speaking from truth. I'm speaking through the vibration of my heart. And the as I said on my previous video, men are finding it difficult to show themselves, and I'm showing up and I'm speaking about this because women can't heal without a man. You can't. Not to this level, not to this level of ascension. And men cannot heal without a woman. When I met Hazel, I was at a dead end on my spiritual journey because I was moving so fast that everyone I found just was preaching. They weren't actually doing the work, and because there's only so much you can do on your own. Because as a twin flame, you're like brother and sister on a soul level. Because we're all brothers and sisters, and so you hold that missing coding that's hidden in the other, which is like a genetic DNA unlocking of the 12 layers of the DNA and the heart, etc., etc. And it can only be unlocked by holding space for each other because you mirror each other. So you can only see what needs healing if you're mirrored in the opposite sex. And this is the kind of energy that can heal betrayal, separation, divorce, broken hearts. These are all the pain points of humanity. Relationships. Like there is no need for separation. There is no need for a relationship to end. Everything can be healed, truly. And I've been really deep and I've healed some really difficult things. And when you realize that nothing is yours and that everything is ego, as long as you take responsibility for it, you can easily move through it. And everyone has a similar path. Everyone, we all have a similar path, but we have different stories. And this is the part that needs to be acknowledged in our own journey because we all have different experiences, different life journeys. But what we have to acknowledge, what we acknowledged in our journey, what I acknowledged is that every act of separation created betrayal. And this is the mother wound, it's the creation wound, it's the God wound, it's the original sin, where separation is so painful that it creates a betrayal in the heart, and betrayal also creates separation. If you listen to my podcast about the Robin, it's about friendship and betrayal, and the betrayal is essentially what we're hearing. Every act of separation that's happened in our lives is what we're healing. And when you heal what's happened in this life, you have to go through your Akash all the way back to when this all began. And this is how deep my partner and I have gone. And even though it's difficult, it's really fun. It's really good fun. And I offer ascension coaching, divine coaching, yeah, divine coaching. That's what I should call it. Soul ascension, coaching, mentoring, and mastery, and plant medicine integration. And the reason I'm saying that is because I'm reaching out to the tribe. I've already met one lovely lady through this channel who is part of the tribe, and I've met many other women, finding it difficult to meet the men, but there's one or two that are coming through in my own personal life. And really what we're working with here is the tribe is rising, but they're finding it difficult to understand how to rise. And so we're here doing that. I'm here doing that. I'm here to support, here to be in service. And I want to talk into the difficulties that happen between man and woman to understand how divine union how you can get to divine union. So one of the things I was discussing with my partner the other day is how the interactions of a sexual relationship between man and woman when a woman is going through her menstrual cycle, and women unconsciously, it's actually the man's wound, but it's mirrored. Women make men feel unworthy, and so men don't want to be friends. And remember, this is all about friendship. Will you be my friend? Be my friend, please. That's how it should always be. Like after every argument, I'm sorry, can you be my friend? But arguments can be avoided by actively, proactively through devotion saying, oh, hey, this is coming up for me today. Can we talk about this? And you go, oh, yeah, this, and that. It goes, okay, all right, okay, so it's that. Okay, let it go. Boom. And that's how we work. But sometimes some things come through which are really big, like family stuff, which is really big. And the way it works is we live an animate life where we listen to the messages of spirit, the messages of our bodies, and of nature. Specifically, I work very well with animals. Like if I see a robin at my window, I'm like, oh, okay, so there's something about friendship. If I see a wasp that comes in, oh, there's something about jealousy or influence. If I see a stag, divine leadership, stuff like that. And even in songs and music, movies, and scrolling, and I talk about all this on my podcast, He Lives. Now, I said about mirroring, and it's an animate life of the mirror of someone you're best friends with. And the dating game that's out there, that's the baby game. That's the old paradigm. It doesn't work like that. You have to work energetically through vibration. You call it in, and then that person will come into your life, and then it's a choice. And you're drawn together through your magnetism. But sometimes it doesn't happen when you want to because that other person has to do their own work. And I was lucky in that I said I wanted to sit with the feminine, and that's how I met Hazel through making a wish through the universe, and she made her own wish. She wanted to meet a lion-hearted man, which is an incredible story. You should listen to that. But when you first meet, and it's more difficult if you're already in a relationship, but it can be healed as well. Is that you're a broken mirror, and if there's a broken mirror, you have to navigate the distortions of the broken mirror. And I speak about this on other videos that I've done. But toxic relationships only fail because we both try to stop each other's dreams coming true. And again, if you mirror this back, if I'm trying to make stop Hazel's dreams coming true, it means I'm trying to stop my own. So everything is mirrored back. And why do we try to stop our dreams from coming true? Well, there's a lot to do with sabotage and hijack from the ego, but it's also about narcissistic abuse that we've received, that we've learned from people around us, our upbringing, society, etc. And all of that can be healed. And the the biggest thing that I can speak about with divine union, biggest thing that needs healing between man and woman is um, the sexual energy, life force. This is really difficult to explain to a man. It took me a while to get it, and there's this sacred partnership by coming into sacred communion with each other's life force, because as I learned through my own ignorance and through just really being humble about my own healing is because I was sexualizing women, I didn't realize, I wasn't aware that that was a distortion. And this is what men do. This is what the toxic patriarchy does. We're taught to sexualize creation and life force. And so I realized that I was sexualized. I think I was 8 years old by a woman. She said something really derogatory about me as an 8-year-old, and it created a really deep wound in me because she humiliated me, and sexual abuse is related to humiliation. It's a very painful wound, and when there's humiliation of our own sexual energy and it's been sexualized, we have been taught and then take on board sexualizing women or sexualizing men, like what happened to me. So I was sexualized by women, so I sexualized women. And it's really toxic to constantly sexualize life force because it's just an act of creations and an energy of creations and a vibration of life. And because we've sexualized life, you can see all of the distortions in society on how everything is sexualized. And because sexual energy and life force is so powerful, it's enslaved and controlled. And it's a really dark conversation if you go into it, but it's also a very light conversation if you understand how to master it. Because when things are sexualized, it's stolen and it's fed upon, like the vampire energy, the Matrix. And this makes women and people, women and men, I'd speak for myself, who have been sexualized feel unsafe and they don't want to turn up. I just did a previous video about men not turning up, and it's because they don't feel safe to, right? And it's due to this energy of being fooled or humiliation. You just need to go on the internet for 5 seconds, look at the comments and like, oh, this is false, this is fake, this is AI. And people are just saying it because they're mirroring that to themselves. They don't believe themselves, they don't trust themselves. Everything is a mirror because we live in a oneness simulation. People call it a simulation, but it's God consciousness. We live in God consciousness. And because we are all part of God, we are all a mirror because we are all one. Now, the internet is saturated with fakes. And if you're truly into learning and mastering this ascension, this soul ascension, and I've got some videos coming up, this week, which are really powerful. I'm going to show how it's done emotionally and ritually. Um, the I I and we talk through the energetics of how to move through the divine energy and emotions that stop us from coming together in love. And when you come together in love with the opposite sex, you come together in yourself. And I recently went through this. That's why I'm sharing this video on Thursday about the Holy Grail. I managed to heal the unhealable, and it's absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. And it takes a lot of integration. I'm integrating it. I'm integrating it while doing all this work around me at the same time. My personal life is crazy at the moment. I am knackered. And at the same time, I'm integrating all these incredible ascension portals that I'm going through, and I make personal time for myself to sit with my ancestors and go through that. And so I recharge, at the weekend or when I feel relaxed enough. And I also recharge by sharing my joy on my podcast. That's really beautiful for me. I really enjoy that. And with on the Walk the Squawk podcast as well, we have a right laugh. It's brilliant. And it's not something to be jealous of. It's something to embrace and to come on board with us because we're a tribe and we can do it together. And this is a journey of self-mastery of the innate soul. I talk about this a lot, the innate, right? Just go on YouTube and watch all the videos from Cryon where he talks about the innate, and he's got a book on it called The 12 Layers of DNA. And if you open your heart, you can feel the magic. And I couldn't do this on my own. I've been doing this with Hazel, and that's how I've been able to achieve this level of healing so quickly. Like most people, a lot of people I know have been doing healing work for 30 odd years, and they're still not at this level. I only started in 2019, but I quantum leaped everyone, including some people, that because I took responsibility for everything. Uh, I know it sounds crazy, but instead of blaming others, I pointed the finger at myself and I took responsibility for that. And that's how you quantum leap. That's how you quantum leap. Like if you sat opposite a woman, you go, "Oh yeah, you're this, you're that, you're that." It's just you're just mirroring and expressing your own trauma, and that doesn't happen overnight. But I don't know why, but I always had that from a young age. Like, I think it's due to playing the victim as part of covert narcissism. When you're a victim, you start to believe everything's your fault. And I just ran with that. And I used it, turned the tables on it and used it to fuel myself. So my website will be up on Thursday. And if you want to work with me, reach out. And please check out our Prophecy Walkers channel. It's going to get really wild. And I really could do with some help in getting this out there because it's priceless. It's real and it's available, and I want to help people. I want to get it out there. So thank you for your help. Thank you for your support, and thank you for watching. Have a wonderful week. Bye bye.